Andrew, what is the COVID like where you are there in Glasgow?
Hyacinth, we are in lockdown. We're allowed out twice a day to exercise or to shop. And we can only shop for essentials. Only supermarkets and grocery shops are open. All the other shops are closed.
Yes.
So that's where we are. England is on a slightly different system. They've eased a little since today. So they now can travel, and some of their businesses are opening as well, garden centres and so on. But I'm working from home all the time, except for funerals. The only church services we can have are funerals, and they're not in churches. They're just at cemeteries or crematoria.
Same thing here.
Right, okay.
Now, Andrew, there's a Dave Innes, now Reverend Dave Innes. I don't know if that name means anything to you.
I have heard that name. I have heard that name talked about with regard to Glasgow.
Yeah, we met him.
In Grenada, he came to Grenada.
We met him while we were in Scotland, and he came to us in Grenada for a while.
Karen, you remember him?
No. Sammy?
An English chap. He was Gail was the secretary at that time.
But it's before my time.
Yeah, Pammy,
Yes.
You don't remember him at all?
Remember, for that era, I was a bit I'm a naughty girl, you know? Not often.
Confession.
Oh.
Remember, Manas, remember those days?
Pardon?
Remember when you were trying to get me back into it?
That's right, that's right.
Really?
It has worked because you're back in church now.
Yeah.
Sometimes some do the planting, then the watering, but God gives the increase.
Yes, indeed. You had a part to play of it in it.
Yep.
Yes.
So
Okay.
are you retired or are you still working?
Very retired.
Karen,
Don't call my name.
I'm retired.
You're retired.
I would like to think so.
She's one of the happy people.
Okay. No, T-Y-R-E. Not T-I-R-E-D.
Okay.
Retiring.
Jill is
Are you still teaching?
I'm going to just say about Jill. Jill's the chair of the Methodist Council here in Britain, of the British Methodist Church. She's chairing the Methodist Council at the moment. So
Oh, is that so? Congratulations.
Well, I'm not sure. I think it's the most job, really. But of course, we're having to meet by Zoom at the moment. So on Saturday, I shall have 55 people to chair by Zoom
Okay.
for 4 hours or so.
Okay.
But we've had to make the decision to cancel the conference, which has never happened before. So we shall have to have a conference that's virtual.
Right. And Andy, tell me please, what brought you to Grenada?
Andrew.
Well,
Andy.
maybe Andrew.
Let's
well,
get
maybe,
past the time.
he knows what brought me. He knows what brought me.
but I think maybe it was Andrew and Jill that brought me. I don't know.
Oh.
We tried to warn you, Andy.
We tried to warn you.
Yeah, well. So I was based at Wesley College. For my time. I was there as a teacher and working with the school and with the church. And yes, that's what I was there for 6 years.
Yeah.
And now I work with I'm with the global relationships team of the Methodist Church in Britain.
Okay.
So Jill is my boss.
Andy is our star.
And,
Jill, will you send him back?
No, we're not sending back, no.
Okay.
Oh,
Just asking.
they're keeping him. They're keeping him.
I see.
And he might not want to come back either.
But they might give you a visit sometime. You never know.
Okay.
I keep trying to get people to come. So we'll see.
Okay. We can do with that. That'll be okay. A good compromise.
Have you just got one minister in Grenada at the moment?
And a deacon.
And a deacon?
Okay.
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 Yeah, he's supposed to be on.
So the deacons over at Grenville?
No,
No.
Archibald Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Where Andy was?
Where I was.
Right,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
right,
at your old
Yeah.
home.
Oh,
Yes, your
nice.
old home.
Oh,
Yes.
Archibald Avenue was a new man's.
Yes, and the Charles family loves a tea party. We love a tea party. It's handed down from the colonialism time.
Yes, and half day on a Thursday. You
Yeah,
remember
but
the,
when you were here, we had half day. There's no half
Yes.
day anymore.
Oh,
But
I
the
see.
church
Okay.
has continued to have its fairs, its annual fairs on half day, on the Thursday still.
Yeah.
Reverend Sylbert is joining us, but we've seen more of his ceiling than of his face.
Hello,
Adjust
good
the
day,
camera.
Reverend
Oh, we
Sylbert.
can see you better now. That's our new minister, Franklin.
Hello, Reverend Buchanan.
Mars, greetings.
How are you? Greetings to you as well.
I'm quite well, thank you.
How are you enjoying Grenada?
Well, so far, so good. We have our struggles, our challenges, but we are doing fairly well, thanks.
We all do, we all do. So we struggle on.
Lovely to
Right.
see you, Sylbert. Good to see you, Sylbert.
Yes, Reverend Baker.
Please
And
call me
Jill, how are
Andrew,
you?
it's all right. I do remember you as the clerk of works at Caliqua. That's the last thing I
Yes.
remember of you.
Yes,
Do you remember those days?
yes, those days, those are long days and good days.
So are you living in Montgelou, Sylbert?
Yes, I am.
Have you got the garden sorted out yet? That defeated.
what she said.
It's dry season, Jill.
Okay.
I think
It's
the
very-
garden
as a matter of
might be
fact, it is
sorting me out
very
more than
dry.
rather than the other way around.
It nearly killed me.
Yes,
It is the best man's in Methodism, though.
yes, it is. It is.
Beautiful.
The only shortcoming is that very often the breeze is so heavy at the back.
Okay.
It's difficult to enjoy at times. Always very much needed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, that's the story of Montgelou, you see, the jealous mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, that's
Does
the
everybody have a
French
drink?
translation for it.
What's that, Rosie? Sorry?
The French translation for Montgelou.
Jealous mountain, yes.
Yeah.
I'm learning something new.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know that.
Where did Sylbert go? He moved? It's the jealous mountain, that's what it's called. I don't know why it is called the jealous mountain, but it is the best position that can view the south of the island and part of and can see the north. Once you go, you take that drive on Montgelou. I pointed it out to an old school friend of mine the other day, and she said, you know, I never noticed that. I said, every time I drive here, I enjoy the view because you could look on, depending on what direction you're going, you look on the right and you can see Point Saline, and you look on the left and you see St. Paul's, another ridge. So that's probably why Reverend Prescod finds the wind too high.
I don't have much weight to resist it, so
Oh, Lord.
that's why I'm a little cautious.
But you heard Jill
I'm
ask
sure
about
there's
the
much to
garden.
enjoy about it.
You heard Jill ask about the garden, so you'll have to make an effort to make the garden look like Jill's
Oh,
garden.
I'll
don't
try.
think, Jill, I have to confess, I don't think anybody has been able to keep it as well as you did.
Oh, well.
And you got it new, you see, you got it new.
Yeah. Well,
When everybody came, they were already spoiled with a garden made.
only
I don't
bits of
think
it. No, there were big areas we never managed to take
I think
At the back.
at the back.
Reverend
I remember
Cato
us
did a
getting
lot.
the bobcat. The
Yes, he
bobcat
did a lot of gardening at the back, yes.
Yeah,
The
Reverend
bobcat
Cato.
came and turned
Yes.
itself over. We had a turned over bobcat in the backyard for long enough because he couldn't cope with the slope
It's
either.
quite steep down the back, isn't it? Quite steep. I thought we
I
should
wouldn't-
pigs.
I wouldn't try to compete with Jill. I know I wouldn't be able to do that. There are some things that are left to those who are who can do it.
But that
We have
terrace
to know
by the
where our strengths and weaknesses are.
lying on our backs on the terrace by the road when the sun had warmed the tiles and gazing at the stars. That was one of my best memories.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's perfect because the tiles are warm from the sun. You take your pillow out, just lie and look at the stars.
Ah,
Which
that's
tiles?
lovely.
Just by the road, just at the top of the garden, opposite the front of the house.
There. Oh.
By the, next to the gate.
Well, that's if I
Yes.
if I left the tiles. Maybe I haven't took the tiles away. I don't know. That's before the hurricane I'm talking.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, that's true, you know, Jill.
True.
I can't even say that I remember.
The tiles
But
are still there.
By the gates, yeah.
Yes.
Right in front. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a dog as well called Moses.
Oh, yes.
I heard about this dog.
Moses would let nobody into that yard at all.
That's a very bad dog.
It was a very bad dog.
I told Reverend Prescod that the other day when he had a visitor. That he needed Moses.
If we
How
can
many
resurrect
years you
Moses, that would
lived
be
there,
nice.
Andrew?
4 years.
4. Okay.
Well, 4 years in Grenada. We were 4 years in Grenada, 2 years at Woolwich Road, and 2 years up at Montjalou.
Yeah.
The house was
okay.
built while we were there.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
right, right.
I remember Franklin saying to me, he sent you there to build a house. A man. Yes.
You remember that?
From St. Vincent. We were in St.
We were in
Vincent
St.
before.
Vincent. But Chateau.
Do you hear of Eric? Because Eric is in training.
Yes. I don't think you'd recognize him if you see him.
Okay, really? Because Eric was a teenager when I first arrived, and then
He's in Jamaica still.
okay.
I saw him up to last year. He came for his granddad's funeral, I think. Yeah.
Last year? I thought it was early this year.
So last year. Last year.
That's good.
How's your
His
mother?
grandmother died this year. No, which one died first? Anyway. Last year.
Karen, how is your mother? How is Shirley?
Mommy is fine. Mommy was sitting here just now sleeping and she slipped away. I told her that 2 of her boyfriends were going to be on. It doesn't seem as it registered quickly.
Okay.
Maybe she did.
Maybe it did actually.